Another blow to UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson. His Conservative Party loses a historically safe parliamentary seat in a by-election in North Shropshire. The seat was won by the Liberal Democrats candidate Helen Morgan, securing nearly 18,000 votes. The Conservative candidate Neil Shastyhurst got some 12,000 ballots. The Tories lost the seat after almost 200 years. Just last month, North Shropshire's MP Owen Patterson was forced to resign over breaking rules on paid lobbying. His case turned to a scandal after Prime Minister Johnson tried to save him from suspension. That was followed by more scandals, including a report of parties held at Downing Street during COVID lockdowns last year. All those took a toll on the popularity of Johnson and his ruling party, as the public support for him declined sharply. Let's discuss this a little bit further with Mr. John White. He's a writer and journalist who joins us via Skype out of Edinburgh. John White, it's good to see you. Tell me your understanding.
Yes, well, this is a serious setback for Boris Johnson's leadership, which has been shorn of authority over the last few weeks due to his ineptitude, the lies that have come to light regarding his handling of COVID and the way that he did not himself adhere to COVID regulations last winter. He was holding Christmas parties when everyone else was told to cancel Christmas, essentially. It's also about Owen Patterson. This by-election was unnecessary, and it only came about because Boris Johnson tried in the most corrupt way to save his friend Owen Patterson's political career after he was found guilty of violating lobbying regulations set up in Parliament. And Boris Johnson tried to change those lobbying arrangements to suit his party. And as I say, to save Owen Patterson after he was found to have received thousands and thousands of pounds from private firms to lobby government on its behalf. So this was a referendum on Boris Johnson's leadership. The people of North Shropshire have spoken loudly with regard to what they think of Boris Johnson. The lies, the deceit, the dishonesty that he's been getting away with because of the way that he's managed to create himself as a kind of lovable, roguish character in the eyes of large swathes of the British public, that is now collapsing around his ears. And people are now tired of him. There was a huge revolt of Tory MP backbenchers recently when he tried to reintroduce COVID regulations in the wake of Omicron, and he only got those regulations passed through Parliament via Labour Party votes and opposition party votes. So he has the decided whiff about him of a leader whose days are numbered. The knives will be out among his own backbenchers with regard to North Shropshire, which is a safe Tory seat, had been in Tory hands for decades and decades. And the size of the swing to the Lib Dems, it constitutes the largest by-election victory or by-election swing, one of the largest in British electoral history. I think it's the 7th largest. Some very intrepid psephologists have worked it out and revealed that information. Not a good day for Boris Johnson, but not a good day for Labour either. They suffered a very poor vote themselves. They only took 12.4% of the vote. So in a kind of way, it's also been a referendum on Keir Starmer's leadership of the Labour Party.
All right. John White, tell me about the cost that Boris Johnson will have to pay for this. Obviously, taking a dent in his reputation, those parties, and right now this seat in the Parliament. What kind of price do you think, given his political career, he as a person will have to pay as well as his own party?
Well, I think he's going to have to go. I think people in his own cabinet will be looking to possible successors. Liz Truss, the Foreign Secretary, has been noted as someone who could take over. She has her supporters within the Tory party. Various WhatsApp groups have been established with that in mind. Also, Rishi Sunak, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, has been mooted as a possible successor. But certainly, I think the knives will be out. The famed, notorious 1922 committee, the Backbench Committee, carries a lot of weight within the Tory parties. And one thing about the Conservative Party, it is ruthless when it comes to changing its leaders. Just ask Margaret Thatcher, just ask Theresa May, who had to fall on her own sword because she failed to get her Brexit deal with the EU passed. So Boris Johnson will not have many friends right now. He's not seen as a true Conservative by the purists within the party. He believes in spending, he believes in stimulating the economy with levelling up and so on and so on. And that leads to a lot of disquiet amongst Tory party members who believe in low taxes and trying to help so-called wealth creators by stimulating them with tax cuts, not tax increases, in order to spend the way out of crisis such as we're in now. So as I say, I think his days are numbered, and I think they have been numbered since the revelations about the parties that he held or he attended in Downing Street. 2 or 3 of those have come to light in violation of the COVID rules and regulations that he himself, as Prime Minister, had brought into being to try and deal with COVID back last winter.
John White, writer and journalist in Edinburgh, thank you.
Thank you.